Address sequencer or microprogram sequencer, this one. Basic components of microprogram control unit are the control memory and the circuits that select the next address. Address selection part is called microprogram sequencer. Previously we have seen microprogram sequencer is there. The purpose of microprogram sequencer is to present an address to control memory so that the micro instruction may be read and executed. The next address logic of the sequence determines the specific address source to be loaded into the control address register. The block diagram of the microprogram sequence is shown in below figure. So I will explain this figure, and previously logic is there. So how we are going to select these multiplexers. Here the total complete block diagram, observe the major fields are, one is the control memory and multiplexers 2, that means multiplexer 1 and multiplexer 2, and these are the common, that means control address register, incrementer, subroutine register. So external, from the instruction register we are mapping purpose, we are receiving instruction code, 4-bit code. So with the help of input logic we are going to controlling multiplexer 1 with the help of these selected lines. So that means CD means conditional bits. With the help of these conditional bits we are going to control this multiplexer. So here input logic will provides the two binary values for S0 and S1. Here same as it is, control address register, it generates some address, it points one location in the micro control memory. That program we generate some micro operations. That program means that micro instruction will generate some particular micro operation. With the help of micro operation we are going to perform different actions in the ALU, right? Next one, control address. After completion of the one micro program, micro instruction, next it will wait for the next address, next instruction. For that implementation address is needed. How the control address register will generates the next address of the instruction. So control address register is incremented like this. Whatever the address is there, that address is again incremented. That means it is added, previous address is added plus 1, and that after addition again that result will again it is stored into the incrementer. Same incremented value is stored into the this subroutine register. Next one, this is the one source incrementer and subroutine is the another source. This is 0 input of the multiplexer 1, this is the second input of the multiplexer 1. Next one, from the address field, from the control memory, micro instruction is there. Micro instruction will provide some address information. That information is carried like this, that information is transferred to this one. So what is the address which is generated? That means branching address. That means unconditional branch address will generate this address information. This address information is placed into the bus. This bus will carry like this, and is pointed the multiplexer 1 first input. Next, another information is external mapping purpose. We are receiving from the instruction register, our main memory instruction register. So next, coming to the conditional fields and branching field. If the conditional field, these two bits are selected to, if it is carries 0 0, 1 is pointed to this test output. If it is carries 0 1, this I field is connected to test. If it is 1 0, this status, that means sign bit is, I means mode, that means indirect or direct mode, or sign bit means 0 or 1 sign which represents the MS bit, like this. If it is 1 0, if it is 1 1, this 0 status bit is connected to this test. If it is a 0, if it is carries 0 0, 1 is connected to test. If test equal to 1, then only this input logic will enable. Whatever the information we are receiving from the branch 2 bits, that means branch 2 bits same as BR bits equivalent to this I0 and I1 bits. With the help of this I0 I1, we are going to generate some loading signal to load the subroutine register value, and with the help of this input logic bits we are going to controlling this multiplexer. So S0 and S1, if it is carries 0 0, this output switch is connected to, if it is carries 0 0, this output switch is connected to 0. If it is carries 0 1, the switch is connected to 1. If it is 1 0, the switch is connected to 1 1, the switch is connected to this one. This is the 4 sources of the address. Any one of the these control signals, that particular, only at a time only one input is connected to the output. That output of the multiplexer will hold, output of the multiplexer is stores inside the control address register. This control address register, again, it passes through this bus and it points to the next address instruction in the memory. Again, this control memory, with the help of that micro instruction, will generate micro operations. Again, this is the way address branching field, unconditional branch, and incrementer, subroutine, and this branching values with the help of this one input logic we are receiving like this. So 4 address fields. This is the way we are going to providing this complete logic. And in the previous case, I already show, that means how this multiplexer will works. Actually, without giving any multiplexer to an input logic, just give the multiplexer control signal. In this case, we will provide complete information, input logic bits and multiplexer to selection bits. This input logic circuit in the above figure has 3 inputs, I0, I1, T. Input logic circuit, I0, I1, I, T. This one, input logic, I0, I1, T. And 3 outputs, S0, S1, L. This is S0, S1 and loading control signal. Loading means strobe signal. Variables S0, S1 select one of the source address of the CR. Variable L enables load input in SBR. Binary values of the selection variables determine the path in the multiplexer. Example, with S0, S1, 10, multiplexer input number 2. That means if it is carries 10, that multiplexer input 2 is connected to the output of the multiplexer. Multiplexer 2 is selected, multiplexer input number is 2 is selected and establishes transfer path from SBR to CAR. The truth table for the input logic circuit shown in below. Here branch field. Here one more important point, inputs of I0 and I1 are both are same as it is for the branch field, because here branch 2 direct connections are connected to I0 and I1 bits. Here the bit values of S0 and S1 are determined from the stated function. The path is multiplexer is established required transfer. That means these 2 bits are connected to this multiplexer. It will decide which which input signal is connected to this multiplexer output. Subroutine register is loaded with the incremented value of CR during a call micro instruction. Branch 01 provide that status bit condition is satisfied T1. The truth table can be used to obtain the specified Boolean function for the input logic circuit. So these are the output signals. Here 3 outputs are there. That means S0 and S1 L, because this is the control signals from the input logic we are generating. These 3 signals control the load signal is connected to SBR to storing purpose of the new incremented value or return address in the subroutine return address. So here S0, S1 is the these 2 values are used to control the multiplexer, to selection of the multiplexer. Here branch field. So it's T states 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1. This is actually 8 information bits. In this case, branch field I0, I1 field both are same. Inputs are I0, I1 and branch fields are both are same. Here 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 like this, 1 0 1 0 1 1 1. Actually the T states is alternative states 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1, because inputs are 3 here, I0, I1, T logic. So that here 3 inputs are there, total 8 possible input sequence is there. So that here for 2 conditions purpose, this one, up to this one, this is a combination which represents in 0 1 0 1 combination. Right here, with the help of this logic, and truth table can be used to obtain the simplified Boolean functions. We have seen Karnaugh maps and Boolean simplification logics are there. With the help of those blocks, we are generating S1 is this expression, S0 this expression, and L is this expression. Next one, S1 equal to L1. So S1 means L1. Where is L1? Sorry, not L1, I1, sorry, I1. This is 0, this is 0. Same, it will generate same signal. 0, 0, 0, 4 zeros, 1, 1. Here same as it is, 4 zeros, 1, 1. Coming to the S0, I1, I0, this is the AND gate. I0, I1 AND gate. 0, 0 ANDed, that means 0 plus I1 bar T. I1 bar, that means I1 is 0. See once again, I0, I1 AND gate, that means 0 plus I1 bar. I1 bar means 0 complemented 1, and T is 0. 0 and 1, that means 0 and 1 once again, and with output equal to 0. So that S0 equal to 0. Coming to the next one. So I0, I1, next input. I0, I1, 0, 0, that means AND gate, any one input is 0, the output equal to 0. Next one, I bar T. I bar T means here I0 is, sorry, I1 bar T, I1 bar 0. 0 means complemented 1, T value equal to 1. 1 and with 1. Both inputs are 1, 1, the output equal to 1. So here, so OR gate is there. So this plus indicates AND operator. In this case, 0 plus 1, that is equal to 1. So S0 output equal to 1. Like this, we are going to calculating these bits. L bits means this is 3 inputs are at a time your AND operation is performed. That means I1 bar, this one. So for let us see small example. Second one, first I1 bar. I1 bar means 0. That means 1 complemented. T is equal to 1 dot 1. It means I0 second input is 0. That means 3 inputs are there, ANDed with any one of the 0, output equal to 0. That means L input for second case, this is equal to 0. This is equal to 0. This is the way we are going to generating 3 control signals to control the multiplexer and subroutine register. This is the we are going to generate the addresses for the selection of the next micro instruction in the control memory.